you gotta listen up, listen up. There's not a thing that I can't get from you. Boy, I don't need that much, need that much. How can I tell you what?
Hello beautiful friends, my name is Katie, and for today's video we are doing something extra special because it is part of a series, and this series is where I was looking on Urban Outfitters and I love their stuff. I love that brand. I'm not trying to hate on them or throw shade, but some of their stuff is a little bit silly and a little bit overpriced, and a lot of it is stuff that I was like, you could totally DIY this super easily and get a fabulous product. So going off the inspiration from Urban Outfitters, I found this purse, which I am going to put here. I'm sorry it's like the worst picture ever. They just took down the listing when I went to screenshot it, so yeah. But this bag was a jean tote bag and it was $40 on Urban, and you'll see in the tutorial I tried to use the exact measurements that they had listed, and some interesting things happened while I was trying to do that. So I'm going to show you how I made this bag inspired by the one off Urban Outfitters. So let's get started. I found this denim dress at my local thrift store for $2. I like that it was an even color wash all the way around and that it was a nice heavy but lightweight material. I'm grabbing some large plotter paper that I have to draw out a pattern. You can also use newspaper or upcycled wrapping paper. Now I'm going to pull the dimensions off of Urban Outfitters to draw the actual pattern. The dimensions of the inspiration bag are 23 inches long by 16 inches wide with a handle opening of 7 inches down. So for the handle, I'm basically kind of just guesstimating how big I want it to be and then drawing an S-curve around the handle to get the shape of the bag. In this step, I'm making the handle a little bit longer to make it symmetrical. And now it's time to cut it out of the material. This is the one step that I wish I had done differently. I later discovered that I wish the handles had been a little bit longer because they are a little bit short. So when I was cutting out the pattern / cutting the material, I wish I had cut more material out, just right here. But I'm also cutting this material on the fold. That way I do not have to sew the bottom seam. And now I've got two sides of the bag, but it's actually just one giant piece. I'm now going to sew down those raw edges on the sides of the handle because this part's going to show more, so I wanted it to be stronger and reinforced. And then I'm going to sew the sides together. I'm first going to sew a straight stitch and then a zigzag over it. If you have a serger, you can also serge the edges. On the inspiration bag, they had sewn the corner diagonally to make the bottom of the bag. I'm going to take my ruler and I'm just going to measure on both sides the same amount, whatever that amount is. In my case, I'm gonna measure 3 inches by 2.5 inches. I'm then going to draw a straight line across with a washable marker, and then I'm going to pin this and sew this corner down. And then I'm going to sew a straight stitch across the corner. So now I've got my two corners down. I went back and forth between whether I should cut the extra material off with my pinking shears or whether I wanted to just tack it down. I decided to not cut it off in favor of just tacking the side seams to each other. That way it'll be a little bit stronger than if you had cut the material off. Now for the last step, I need to make basically bias tape that goes around the handles. So I'm going to go back to my dress and cut the top of it from the bottom. This gives us the nice long flat pieces that we need to make the bias tape. So I'm going to cut 2-inch strips out of the material. And then using my iron, I'm going to fold everything down to make it easier to sew. So you can either do this by folding in both sides into each other like I am. You can also fold it in half first, whatever is easiest for you. Going off the inspiration bag, they had used a thick white thread all around the bias tape. So I'm also using a white thread instead of the normal yellow jean thread that you would normally see on jean material. And once you've sewn that all around, you are done.
You gotta listen up, listen up. There's not a thing that I can't get from you. Boy, I don't need that much. How can I tell you what?
So that is all I have for the actual tutorial. This bag, I really like the way it turned out. I like that it's one of those where it's super small and you could throw it in like your normal purse, so that way if you're buying groceries or if you're out shopping, you could just pull it out and you could have something cute to put your stuff in so that you don't have to grab another plastic bag or a paper bag. I definitely really like it. The only thing that I didn't love is I followed the specs off Urban, and these handles are way too small. I mean, they're fine to put like your arm through, but I mean, they just like, they're not super great if you need to put it over your shoulder, which when I was cutting the material, I had enough fabric that I could have made the handles longer. I just didn't know, so that's something I would do differently if I made this again. But yeah, I really like this bag. I think it's super cute and it totally does the job. And it was $2 whole versus $40, and it's handmade, so I get to say like, I made this. And then with the extra material, I also made this cute little like drawstring bag. My thought behind this was that I would have a little like produce bag to put like apples and stuff in it, and it's pretty big. You can see I've got like an entire little duck in here. So my thought was you could put your produce in this bag if you're going to the grocery store, and then you could put all of your stuff in your cute little reusable Urban tote bag, and you could carry your items home, and that way you don't have to get more plastic again. So I like that I got 2 bags out of one. This one's obviously bleach dyed, that's why they're different colors, but yeah, so I like that I got 2 bags out of one dress. So 2 bags for $2 is not super bad. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a big thumbs up. It lets me know that you guys are there. And if you are not subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button down below, because I make lots of DIY and lifestyle videos, and also a lot of tote bags and random other things. And it would mean so much to me if you subscribe. And if you're still watching this video, comment below a color of a duck. So whatever color you want plus the word duck, just to let me know you guys are there, and because it'll be fun. So I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!